guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be reacting to Normal by BTS from the new Arirang album, which I'm honestly super excited to get into. As you guys know, I have been reacting to all of the songs off of the album, so I can't wait to get into this one and see what we're going to be getting. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, well, welcome and thank you for joining. Make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep on making more videos like this. But with all that being said, I'm just super excited to get into this, so let's do it. All right. These intros, absolutely amazing. Wow. I already love what this song is standing for, I feel like. Oh, I love it already. Basically just saying like all of these things in life that we just classify as the norm, you know, things that we are just almost expected to be considered okay, that just aren't okay, you know? People who maybe have wealth and fame or who are in the limelight, you know, just expected to take negativity and criticism as if it's an expectation that should just be, you know, the norm, which is just completely wrong. It's not moral at all, is it? Like ultimately, yes, it does shape you as a person and it does make you stronger because you have to learn to live with that, but it just isn't right, is it, you know? And BTS just saying like it's made us bulletproof, but ultimately we've had to live through this, like we've had to experience all of this, and it's, you know, it's been great in some aspects because we've received all of this love and all of this kindness from the fans, but also, you know, it's caused pain and hurt and upset, and it's been uncontrollable in a way, but we've had to just, you know, go along this journey as if that's normal, which it's just not. I wish I had a minute to just turn off. We'll color me red, we'll color me blue. Two sides of a coin and they both ain't true. Tell me why I could actually cry right now. Because it's just reality, isn't it? Like, this is the reality of life. Like, it is just a double-sided coin, you know, between the good and the bad and what you are expected to put up with in that, you know? Oh my gosh. These lyrics, heavy as the head when you're chasing true. Will you colour me red? Will you colour me blue? Two sides of a coin, they both ain't true. Is it different for me? Is it different for you? Like, why are we always trying to combat one another, you know, and comparing ourselves? Why are we always trying to battle, you know, what's different between all of us? Because ultimately we're all human. We're all, you know, experiencing this life and on this journey together. Whether you know, are different from me and I'm different from you, ultimately what brings us together is that we're human. We're real people with real feelings. And, you know, why are we trying to drag somebody down? Why are we trying to hurt somebody when, like, we're all just human? That's just who we are. This song is just so incredibly real, isn't it? You color me blue, two sides of a coin and they both ain't true. It's different from me, it's different for you. Got me feeling things unusual, and I live in more. Got me at my feelings ever on this wall, and my knees is kerosene to put me. Vocal runs from V. And I feel like that in and of itself is just like a symbol, isn't it, of what these words, what these negative comments and all of that, you know, darker side of this life is, you know? In a sense, it's just like, ultimately, if you keep on pushing and you keep on, you know, really trying to continue to push that negativity onto somebody, ultimately it's going to cause that sense of just wanting to snap. And it is just like them saying, I wish I had a minute just to turn me off because I'm so overwhelmed and inundated with just all of this negativity sometimes. And it's just like, I want to just be able to switch off for a minute, just for a bit of peace, because it's just so overwhelming. And I can't even begin to imagine how true that is for BTS, you know, like the things they've had to deal with just from what I've heard and seen, obviously, as a newer, I want to say baby army because I'm still relatively new to BTS's world, but I think just seeing what I have seen so far and what they have to put up with sometimes, it just breaks your heart, doesn't it? I don't know what I want. Wish I had a minute just to turn me up. I can't receive dopamine. What I gotta do? Yeah, we got this shit no more. How I'm supposed to feel? Used to think that I was built to the hard metal steel. Now I understand the truth. Some pain don't heal. Oh my gosh, they're actually really getting to me with this one. How am I supposed to feel? I used to think that I was built with a heart made of steel, and now I understand the truth. Some pain doesn't heal. Oh. Like, I feel like growing up, you are almost sometimes, especially when you have a dream, you know, and you're reaching for that dream, I think sometimes we have this almost self-assertiveness in ourselves, like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna, you know, make it become reality, and life's gonna be, you know, amazing, and it's almost like through rose tinted glasses, like that is what life's gonna be. And it's just knowing that that youth filled like naivety of happiness and joy of like, oh my gosh, we're achieving this dream, is like ultimately brought down with, but this is what people are like once you start achieving something and once you start becoming popular and people start enjoying what you do, it's like ultimately you're going to get those people who are jealous and envious of that, who are negative, and ultimately they're going to put you through your paces. You know, they're going to say words, they're going to do things that are going to try and make you crumble, but ultimately it's how you come back from that. And BTS just saying, like, we made ourselves bulletproof, but ultimately those words still cut deep and you don't forget those words, and they really do, you know, run deep within your heart, and that pain never leaves. And that just, it's just something that I feel like we can all relate to, but it breaks your heart because obviously how BTS portray themselves as, you know, being so strong and having this determination, but ultimately at the root of it all, they are people just like me, just like you, just like anybody listening to their music. It's songs like this that really resonates that even more so, and it's just like I can't even begin to imagine how they must feel and how much they must have been through to get to the point of where they are now. And I'm just so like eternally grateful for what they do share with ARMY and how they have continued to be role models despite everything they've been through. Everything's just happy, that isn't real.
I've read everything out like 1,000 times. Normal and special, they are just some lies. One deep side that it slips away, fades away. What I try to keep never want to stay.
What I try to keep never wants to stay. Sugar, that is... This one is really deep, isn't it? But that lyric there with J-Hope, when he was saying, not everything in this life is meant to be just happiness and rainbows and sunshine, you know? I think a lot of the times when we look in, especially to, you know, these days with social media, seeing all of these perfect people sometimes on like Instagram or whatever app it might be, you know, and it seems like they have the most perfect life because that's what they choose to show. But you're just seeing one picture, you're just seeing one video, you know, maybe like a 5-minute video or a 10-second reel or whatever it may be. And it's like ultimately you looking into that, you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're living the best life, they're so happy, like they're achieving all these things, and it must be, you know, like Cloud9 living that lifestyle. But ultimately, at the deep root of it all, that is just, you know, an insight, this tiniest insight into that person's life, and you have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. And that's what I feel like this song is representing, saying like, sometimes it may seem like we're living the best life to you on the outside, but inside you have no clue what we're dealing with. You have no idea what we've been through to get to this point, you know? And sometimes happiness is just make believe in these instances, you know, where you see these social media posts of people smiling and having a great time. Sometimes that's not reality. Like, reality is difficult, reality is hard, life is difficult. That just is what the world is. But sometimes it's almost like we are strayed away from really understanding that to the full extent because of things like social media. It just makes you think, doesn't it?
always fades away. What I try to keep, never want to stay. Run away, pushing me, pulling me. Said you wanted all of me, but what is even all of me? Suddenly, part of me, starting me. Heard the things they calling me.
You said that you wanted all of me, but what is all of me? Like, ultimately, you know, I feel like sometimes there is this pressure for a lot of celebrities, artists, whoever it may be, to act in a certain way, to live up to an expectation, you know. Being called a K-pop idol, I feel like people instantly think that you have to be perfect 24/7 and you can't make any wrong moves, and that just isn't real. Like, they are people. They are people who live normal lives like any other person. It's just that they are so incredibly talented and they have a light that shines upon them, but they're still human beings. They still have feelings and emotions, and they still hurt just like anybody else. And it's just like, why, just because, you know, they are in the spotlight, does that mean that you feel your own right to almost put this pressure upon them to be perfect always? Because what is life without mistakes? All of us make mistakes. People are just, you know, prone to making mistakes. That's just who we are. But if one of these guys makes a mistake, it's like ultimately everybody all of a sudden has, you know, something to say about it. But they're just people. They're just human beings, you know. And I think them just saying that pressure, ultimately it builds to a point where you're saying you want all of me, you want everything that I am, and you want me to be this perfect figure constantly. But like, that is making me lose myself. Like, you expecting and wanting every part of me, how do you expect me to know who I am if I'm constantly having to live up to what somebody else is wanting me to be? It's impossible. That's just not me. I can't be somebody I'm not. And like this lyric here, I heard things like they're calling me, what the hell do you want from me? Because sometimes, even when they try to do the best and, you know, live up to these expectations, it's still not enough. And it's like, when is enough enough? When is, you know, that influence of you saying what you want and what you expect enough? Because ultimately that pressure, it must just build and build to the point of just feeling like you are just gonna absolutely completely just fall apart. And I can't even begin to imagine how hard that must be. This song really is just like heartbreaking.
Suddenly, part of me, starting me. Heard the things they calling me. What the hell you want from me? Got me feeling things unusual, and I live in more. Got me in
That
my
vocal from
feelings ever
Z.
on this wall, and my knees is kerosene for me, can be turning views. Fantasy and fame, yet the things we choose. Show me hate, show me love, make me bulletproof. I've called this shit normal. Run away, out of sight, don't know what I want. Wish I had a minute just to turn me off. Kerosene for me, what I gotta do. Yeah, we call this shit normal. No, we call this shit normal.
Oh, I love this moment.
We call this shit normal.
I loved this song, and I think I loved the message it represented, because I feel like it's something that doesn't necessarily get talked about enough, but I think should be spoken about more. And hearing it in this song, it really does just bring it to light even more so, you know. But truly, like, I can't even begin to imagine the pressure and the feeling you must feel constantly, feeling like you're being scrutinized every single day of your life, 24/7. Whatever move you make, it just never being the right one, and people always having something to say about that. I can't even begin to imagine how hard that must be to navigate, especially with BTS, you know. Even thinking about it now, I can only like imagine how difficult it must be, but we're talking about BTS as well, having grown up with this, like, from their youth to now. And like, that must really shape you and make you obviously stronger, but also cause you so much pain. And I think for them to have gone through all of that and really continue to be a shining light for so many people and continue to be positive and radiant and just try and do everything they can for ARMY, I think is a testament to who BTS are, and it makes me so incredibly grateful for who they are as people and for their music. And I think this song really has just hit quite hard, to be honest, today. It's really struck a chord. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching along this video with me. If you did, like I said, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep on making more videos like this. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video.